Nick Castellanos is the worst defensive player in baseball history. Now, I know that sounds like a big assertion. There's Derek Jeter with his record negative 162 DRS, Didi Gregorius with his record negative 76 OAA, and Gary Sheffield, who managed to be insanely bad at not one, not two, not three, but four different positions in his long career, registering negative 27 DWAR along the way. But, insanely enough, none of these guys can compete with the sheer hopelessness that is Nick's defense, which doesn't discriminate in terms of metrics. Every single measurement we have as watchers of baseball define him as legendarily poor. Every single one. Let's start with the most traditional stuff we can, shall we? During his time at third base to begin his career, he boasted 54 errors in just 4 seasons, a .955 fielding percentage mark that has him ranked as the third worst third baseman currently playing. For some context, he's behind Miguel Cabrera in this regard. Fielding percentage for outfielders to me holds no real weight, so I'm going to move on to his DRS, which ranks as the second worst total of any player in baseball history at negative 110 per Fangraphs. That's worse than Sheffield, Prince Fielder, Hanley Ramirez, Ryan Howard. It's so bad that his mark of negative 64 tally just in right field would have him ranked 10th worst overall, without even factoring in his negative 45 at third and negative 1 in left field. Mind you, he's tallied all of this in just 11 seasons in the bigs. But wait, there's more. Even though we don't have any advanced stats on his atrocious 2014-2015 seasons at third, due to StatCast not being around in this capacity, we do have his total since, and they are, well, just as ugly. Since 2016, Nick has been the worst player in baseball by runs prevented at negative 65, and the second worst by outs above average at negative 75. He's also tied for third worst in success rate added at negative 3%. Small side note here, but his teammate Kyle Schwarber is on his heels for basically all of these categories as well, giving the Phillies a hell of a duo in the outfield. All of this defensive ineptitude has turned Nick's overall value, which, considering his over 200 career homers, 340 doubles, almost 1,500 hits, and a 113 OPS plus, you would assume would be at least respectable, into what overall is kind of an ugly number, relative to the years he's played. In that aforementioned total of 11 seasons, Castellanos has managed just 13.3 BWAR, or just over 1 WAR a season, largely due to his jaw-dropping total of negative 12 DWAR over the same span. Teammate Bryce Harper has managed almost that number in the last 3 years, and he's missed around 100 games over that same period as well. Overall, if the Phillies end up having a deep playoff run this season, I don't think they're going to care much about Nick's defense, but I did think it was worth pointing out considering the fact that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. Yes, his defense is bad, but just how bad? Well, according to basically every stat, historically bad, and, in my opinion, the worst of all time.